Stones, Waiting on a Friend. Great track.
Amazing tune.
So, Karl, you've studied the Bible over the last couple of days.
Well,
and you're going to give us basically the Bible abridged. Is that right? Just condensed.
just that, you know, it's that time of the year when religion.
Well, let's do a sermon. Everyone settle down at home. Turn the radio up. This is Reverend Karl Pilkington with the history of the Bible.
All right. Thank you very much. Right. Well, thanks for coming. Starting off, you know, I mean, I started off at the beginning of the book, what have you?
The Bible, we'll call it for the sake of argument.
Right. There's quite a bit missing. It doesn't say about how sort of God was already about, so it doesn't go right back to the beginning.
Right. Okay.
God's already knocking about on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he made the world, right? He did all that, right?
Yeah.
He sorted out sort of sun in the day and that, so everything's light and you can see yourself about.
Right.
He did the stars and the moon for at night, right? I was thinking about that. If I was him, I probably would have just let it be day all the time rather than having two systems.
We're not criticising.
No, I'm not having a go. I'm just saying. I mean, it's easy now, isn't it, in hindsight, to sort of say, do you know what?
It's easy really criticising, but he was working.
He's sort of loosened the top. You just got it off. Yeah, sure. Yeah, he did a lot of the work. Yeah, cheers.
No, I'm just saying though, like they mess about with the clocks and that because of farmers getting up in the dark and that. If it was day all the time, less crime and that. I'm just saying it might have been worth an idea.
You missed the trick there, is what you're saying.
But he moves in a mysterious way, so you don't know why he's done that. He might be thinking something that your small brain can't really.
Fair enough. I'm not having a go. Like I say, I'm just reading it and thinking about it. That's what it's all about, innit? Education, get yourself thinking.
Yeah, go on.
Anyway, so he did all that. He made the sun and that, and then he said, "Oh, make some creatures and stuff." He made a load of birds, loads of different birds, creatures, animals, and that. Because with the world being so big, it's like if you buy a big house, you need more furniture, don't you?
Right.
So he made this, and he was like, "Oh, God, what am I going to fill it with?" So this is why he did all these.
Right.
Animals.
That's not actually in the Bible. You speculated there on the mind of God.
Well, I'm sort of just treating it like it's his big house,
right?
Okay. And he's filling it. He's making it look nice, different birds and what have you. Right? It's just my opinion. Like
it's making it sound like the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah.
So anyway, right. So he does all that, and he thinks, right, I'll make a little man and a woman.
Sure.
Who we all know as like Adam and Eve.
Yep.
Everyone knows their names, but at no point is their surname mentioned. Right?
Well, he's not going to have trouble with the post, is he?
So anyway, right, Adam and Eve are knocking about. The God says to him, "Look, just enjoy yourselves and that, right? Do what you want, but I'll tell you this. I'm only telling you once." He said, "Don't be eating fruit from that special tree."
Yeah.
So they were like, "All right, fair enough." He said, "The tree that I'm talking about is the tree of knowledge."
Yeah.
So that's sort of made it a little bit worse because it sounds good and that, and you're like, "Oh, knowledge."
Yeah.
Well, don't go in that door. Yeah,
it's that sort of thing. Instead of just sort of not telling them, because I don't know. See, the tree of knowledge, what I add on it by what I can work out is it's an apple tree, right? And it's pretty tempting, isn't it, to have a little cheeky apple? Because I don't know what they were eating back then.
Right.
Do you know what they were getting by on?
No, I don't know.
Right. So anyway, so they were like, "Yeah, all right, whatever." Eve goes for a wander about.
Yeah.
Right. Killing time and that. Bumps into this snake.
Oh yeah.
And snake said, said, "All right, you got an apple, right?" And he was selling it, so he was going, "It tastes good and that, right?" And she's like, "Well, shouldn't really, but you know, I've been told that I shouldn't eat that," because I think God said to her at some point,
get on with it. You're on page 1 at the moment. This is
absurd.
This is just unbelievable.
I know, but I'm just
get to the point. You're on page 1. You haven't moved on. Okay, we know Adam and Eve. What have you learned?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. He was saying don't eat it because it's dangerous.
I know. We know. Get on with it. Just get on. I mean,
But the thing is, people do eat things that are dangerous, don't they? Like, and pufferfish, even to this day, people are eating stuff that can kill them. Yeah. So it's not a threat. They're not that bothered. It's an apple, right? They're gonna have a little cheeky apple. Anyway, they eat it, right? God goes mental at them. He said, "I told you not to do that. I've told you you can enjoy yourself and everything. You've gone against what I said. You've eaten the apple." Adam and Eve sort of got told off and what have you. They went off and had kids. They that added extra pressure. A lot of arguments happened, and that's kind of part one.
That is amazing. That is amazing. So, oh, you're an idiot. Really, you are an idiot.
Well, part two later then.
You better buck up your ideas in part two.
Kate Bush, King of the Mountain. Must be a song about the Tour de France or something.
Yep.
Wear a helmet. Always wear a helmet.
Good advice. Now, as you mentioned earlier, Rick, last week we had a spokesperson from the Church of England who was offering a spot at some kind of Manchester church for Karl to do a sermon, educate the kids on the Bible and all things religious. We've preempted that. We're first instalment in the first hour, and it was very slow.
You've got to be quicker. If this is a Brit, I mean, that was nearly longer than the real thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're turning people off religion.
I mean, God only took 6 days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you were pushing that.
But this is what.
And he made it. You were just talking about it.
Well, this is what vicars do, isn't it? They drag it out. This is their living. If
they don't drag it out. What do you mean?
When you go to church.
What do you mean if they do? If they rushed it, what?
Well, they wouldn't have a job, would they? So you've got to make sure you do everything that needs to be told.
You reckon they're milking it, do you?
Well, a little bit. I mean, you said that, not my words, but yeah, that's why I can't, rush it. You've got to tell the story, haven't you?
Alright, well, you need to get the Old Testament out of the way, because we're not even on to the New Testament yet.
No.
We've only got an hour and 10 minutes.
I'll just do it right.
Jesus hasn't even made an appearance, and he's like the star, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we're all waiting for him to make it.
Yeah, he's like Brad Pitt coming in.
And I'll tell you, this, at the moment, it's a bit like the film King Kong I went to see. 3 hours long. It's 50 minutes before Kong makes an appearance.
Well, exactly. Let's get to the main event. Come on.
I can't now, anyway. Just where we left off, just in case you just
Don't recap!
I'm just saying that Jesus is the main event because it's the Church of England. There are other religions where he's probably not as high up.
He's not as featured as
It's not, no, he'd be third on the fourth on the billing.
No,
right,
all I'm saying is we left it where Adam and Eve had kids, they were arguing a lot, the kids didn't listen to the mum and dad.
Well, they weren't arguing a lot.
They did, they had a bit of an argument.
The kids did, yeah, but Adam and Eve didn't argue, did they? They were loving it, they were having a great time.
Well, no, not once he ate the apple.
I'm an atheist, and I'm trying to help him out.
Can we get on with it, because we're just recapping what we already got bored of earlier?
Yes, come on! Get on with it!
I'm just saying. So the kids didn't listen to the mum and dad, because they had a criminal record and that for nicking the apple. The kids were running riot, they were not bothered. So, let's pick up.
I'd like to apologise there. I'm just going to say, it really isn't worth complaining. He doesn't know what he'd get off. In a court of law, he'd get off. He's got, I don't know, he wouldn't be culpable for his own actions.
Come on, even I'm getting bored of this now.
Okay.
Right, so, God, he got to a point where it's all going wrong, right? People are doing what they want, Adam and Eve aren't listening, all the rest of it.
No, he gave them free will. So the story goes, this is making me
So, anyway, right, so he said, how can I get rid of all the badness and that? So, he made it rain, right? It rained for ages, people got sick of the rain and that, right? Cleaned it all out, right? Before he did that, though, I forgot something that's quite important. He met up with this bloke, Noah.
They met up over a coffee.
Yeah.
And he said to Noah, look,
get an umbrella.
I like you and that. Here's a little job for you.
All I'll say is buy shares in galoshes.
Yeah. I don't want to give anything away, but you get a boat. And get a big boat.
He said, what I want you to do, right, make this boat up. He said, and when you've done that, go about, right, and get 2 of everything. Right? So,
male and female.
That's a big job, isn't it? Right?
Male and female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you know, because I always say I always put myself in the situation of the person's job and that.
Yeah.
I was thinking I can sort of sort out a man, elephant, man, woman and that. I wouldn't know how to do it with a spider. What?
I don't know why he brought on spiders. I do not know why Noah brought on spiders, because he missed an opportunity there. Get rid of all things like that. Get rid of the spider, and get 4 flamingos or something. Or get 8 chimps. Let's use the space wisely.
But the weird thing is, right, with the spiders as well, because he did get the spiders on, didn't he? It rained, right? It rained for ages, like what was it, weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah,
just raining that. So and then he let out a bird. I think it was a raven.
No, it wasn't.
Right, come on, let him finish.
No,
it wasn't a raven.
This is a fact. He let a raven out, right, and he didn't come back. So already his system had broken because he only had 1 raven left then, right? So he was like, So he said, right, he left it a couple of days. He sent a dove out.
Oh, that's it. That's what I know. You've been more than me. I'll say. Sorry. Is that what he did? He let a raven out first, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
never trust a raven. Always give it to the dove.
Dove came.
Don't send a raven to do a dove's job.
I reckon the raven found another arc, an unofficial arc. There was just like a party arc.
Come on.
Right. So the dove came back.
Yeah.
So he said, right, there must be dry land somewhere.
Okay.
Right? So anyway, he was like, let's just hang about.
Why did he think that?
'cause it found a twig or something.
Exactly. Say what you. Why couldn't that be the top of a tree though? Why could it? How did he know that?
Rick, if you are going to add to this, we are never going to get it done.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Right, so there was mud everywhere because the water went down. Mud everywhere.
Where did the water go?
Shut up!
Where did it go?
Shut up! We haven't got time to go into
It doesn't make sense. If the whole world was flooded, where did the water
We have not
go?
got time for this.
Where did the water go?
This is mental.
Did they refreeze the ice caps? What? Tell me, is it that, it's gotta be
Didn't it
specific.
say it was a kid's Bible, wasn't it? It wasn't going in depth. It just said the water went away, right?
Where?
It floated off. Oh, I can't be bothered. The one that I picked up on, right, that I could relate to.
Okay.
Do you know, Samson Delilah?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what happened in that?
Yes.
Right, well, just in case you haven't heard the story of Samson Delilah, what it is, I think God had a word with, some bloke, I can't remember his name, I think it's Manoah or something his name was.
Right.
He said, listen, I'm still having problems, Adam and Eve let me down,
He didn't say that, by the way. Anyone listening, at no point has God ever said, Adam and Eve let me down.
no,
Anyway.
but, and then he had a word with Noah, he did the boat thing, so he said, I can't ask for two favours, right? So he asked this other bloke, Manoah.
He was happy with Noah though, was he?
Yeah, he let him go on though, it's like jury service, once you've done it, you're left alone for a bit, aren't you? So anyway,
Did he
right,
he didn't bother getting the fish on the boat, did he?
I don't know.
They were happy, weren't they? Surely.
But anyway,
Although, was it salt water everywhere? Why didn't the freshwater fish die out?
Rick, I'm just going to stop you there because we've still got to get monkey news in before 1 o'clock.
So he
please.
had a word
Okay.
with this fella, and he said, look, what I'm gonna do, you're gonna have a kid soon, it's gonna be a little boy, right, and when he grows up he's gonna sort out my problems. So it was like a long-term plan that he had sorted, right? So anyway, they have the kid, right, they're happy, they've got a little baby boy, they go, right, what we'll do to show our respect to God, we'll never cut his hair, right, because he'll like that, right?
We're still in the Old Testament, aren't we?
I don't think Jesus is going to make an appearance.
So they called him Samson,
Yep.
right? And he grew up, right? Never cut his hair.
Yep.
His hair made him strong, right? He was going about, he was helping people out, he was stopping wars and that because he was so strong. His hair made him strong and that, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, nobody knew that. Nobody knew that it was his hair that did the job. So this is right so far, isn't it?
I don't know the ins and outs.
So anyway, what happened is, women are loving him all of a sudden. He's got nice long hair and that, he looks the part, he's stopping problems. Women are going, he's a good fella, isn't he, this Samson bloke?
Like Stringfellow.
Anyway,
That's the power of pulling, is in Stringfellow's hair.
Yeah.
That's why he never cuts it.
Exactly.
Whatever the decade,
Yeah.
Peter Stringfellow never cuts his hair, because that's where the power lies.
anyway, he didn't realise he had this power until one day, he got up, right, did his hair and that, went out, a lion jumped out,
Oh.
he killed it with his hands, with his bare hands.
Wow.
Right? So again, Noah was a bit annoyed, because that's one of the ones that he saved. But anyway, right, so he goes, I can't believe this power I've got, right, I'm gonna, like, sort out the world's
Didn't the
problems.
lion have long hair, though, as well? Well, no, we'll just what?
No, but you're always picking on the to be honest though, that's as far as I got anyway. So
That's it. So if you were interested by those, you can buy the Bible in all good bookshops and read the rest. Is that what you're saying?
Or any religious book.
Yes,
we
you
don't
can remember
we
the
don't
Torah, the
discriminate.
Quran.
I'm an atheist.